Greetings, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to your March mid-month reading. I trust that you have been doing well. Before we go ahead and get started, I did want to mention a few things regarding the energies. So please note that this is a general reading for those who resonate with the sign of Virgo, meaning this message may not resonate with every Virgo out there. If this is not your story, then please do not try to make it fit. Tarot is energy work, so we want to ensure that we're using it responsibly and maturely. And so we give forth great love and honoring. Let's go ahead and begin your reading. All right, Virgo, so this time around, we're going to start the reading a little bit differently. I'm first going to pull a few cards from the Doreen Virtue Angel Oracle. We're going to take a deeper look at what your love connection may be looking like at this time, or anytime that you receive this message. As we know, time is not linear, so this message may resonate at any time that it is received. Thank you. Oh, wow. So Virgo, we have deception, and it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So this card is not always quite as harsh as it has to seem, right? The concept of wearing a mask just means that somebody may be acting in or out of character. Okay, and with deception, this means that someone's acting out of character because perhaps there's something that they want to keep concealed. So that could be their emotions, their feelings, etc. So please give me another card here. We have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, and let's get one more. Please give me one card for my Virgo. Thank you. We also have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. You know what I really do feel like it is, Virgo, is that someone's going to make their feelings be known to you, or perhaps vice versa. And the reason why it almost seems like a deception is because this person could have very much given you the impression that they were not interested. And so that's why it's also perhaps telling you to keep an open mind, because it's almost like I hear someone saying like, that person, like, really? You know, so just keep an open mind, because I think that there's more to the connection than what may first meet the eye, if you will. Okay, so even there could have been some sort of first impression or just general idea about something that made you perhaps emotionally and mentally write this person off, like there's no way, or you would not even think of it, Virgo. Okay, and on the bottom we do have playfulness. So it says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I do feel like there is going to be some flirtation. There is going to be a gesture that's perhaps even made by somebody who wants to connect with you in some way, Virgo. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a bit of a deeper look here. I'm going to pull now some from the Oracle of the House of Knights. So we'll see what we have here. Tell me more about this act of deception that Virgo must know about. Who is wearing a false mask? Okay. Oh my goodness, Virgo. So we have two cards saying something about playfulness, right? So we just had that playfulness card here, and we have playful. So I see this little kitten here, and there's something being dangled in front of the kitten. So it almost looks like something that's tempting or interesting or shiny, or, you know. So we also have the High Priestess of Water. Okay, that is somewhat similar to the High Priestess card, if you will, indicating something being veiled or the full truth not being able to be seen at this time. Remember, the High Priestess only lifts the veil to those that she deems worthy, or when she feels that it is time. Okay, very interesting reading, Virgo. So let's see here. Let's get a bit more. I'm going to pull some from the Fairy Forest Oracle. Please give me one card for my Virgos. We have the Sigil Keeper, symbols, signs, and messages. Maybe you will be exchanging playful messages with this person, and that could be what catches you off guard, because I feel that this person is trying to keep the connection light, but there could be a lot of emotion that is hidden behind it Virgo. And so you might be asked to kind of take a step back for a moment to observe and really contemplate the type of things that this person uses to represent themselves, right? For example, there's signs and symbols constantly around us. Even clothing is in brands, right? And branding is a psychological marketing skill, if you will, that gets us to associate certain pictures and signs, again, to have certain meanings. And so even if you look around in your own environment, Virgo, you will find things that represent you. You may have pictures on the wall or artwork in your home or just clothes that you wear that are representations of you that, you know, you may feel identify with you. So on the same side, we now know that others do this as well. And when we observe, we can learn a lot about them. So perhaps you're reviewing your messages with this person or your conversations that you have, and you're kind of looking at what the person is really showing you opposed to what they are telling you, or that's what you're being told to do, Virgo. Okay, so please give me one more. That was quick. So we have the Green Witch, fresh, new, and spring. So there could be something here where the reason why this is yet to be revealed to you, Virgo, is because it will not happen until spring is in its full force and ready to go. So technically in the Western Hemisphere, spring should be the new year, the new cycle should be celebrated during spring. That is the rebirth cycle. And so therefore, Virgo, this is indicating that there may be a fresh new start. And again, I do see that it is in the near future. So it's just like beyond the veil, but the veil is growing thinner and thinner. Okay. And we also have the Wild Hunt, excitement, frenzy, and journey. So it almost feels like that, Virgo, like you're on a mission or you're on a journey, a quest. There's something that is being seeked out, or you're trying to find a truth. And I see it's not heavy, right? There's a lot of this playful energy. It's just a matter of you being able to now see on the other side almost. Some of you are being granted deeper vision and your intuition is very sharp at this time. I just realized here with the Sigil Keeper, she has that third eye or Ajna chakra activated, right? Essentially, this speaks to our ability to know and our ability to see clearly. We call it the third eye, but it's truly the first eye because it's a representation of our consciousness. Okay, that is the all-seeing eye in which we all are part of, right? And when you are given deeper insight like this, Virgo, take it and use it as your gift. So your intuition speaks to you in a variety of ways, right? But it's telling you something here to look at the signs and the symbols and the messages and use your intuition about what that means to you and how you resonate with it, okay? So let's get a little bit more. I'm going to pull some cards now for you, Virgo. Then we'll pull some cards for your person. All right. So we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, that's a beautiful card to come out first because this indicates an energy of somebody who has undergone a deep transformation. So this is not even the process, Virgo. You've already transformed, and this is a time for you to actually give yourself recognition for that and realize all of the potential that you have. Okay. Please give me one card for my Virgo. Okay, we have two. So Virgo, we have the Three of Swords, okay? I feel for a lot of you, you have left behind a lot of heartbreak and sorrow and even sacrifice in your life. But that period of time that was very heavy for you, that is the last and final time that those things will be able to bring you pain or bring you harm. So know that that is behind you and the worst is over. Okay, that's why you've undergone a transformation. Some of you have truly undergone an ego death where you have experienced such a seemingly low or dark point in life that it almost seemed like all things ended, and yet somehow you rose again. Somehow the light shined through you and justice was served, Virgo. So actually, this symbology esoterically not only represents Libra, but also Virgo of justice. This is precision. This is Ma'at. This is the greatest of law. Universal law is the only law, and nothing escapes it. So for all of the sorrow that you went through, Virgo, justice has been served, and you have been reborn. Powerful. Let's see here, Virgo. Please give me another card. We have the Hierophant. Virgo, you have come into deeper union within yourself to a degree that some people go lifetimes trying to ascend to this conscious level, and yet you have undergone it perhaps unknowingly until this point. Not only that, but it looks as though through this union that you've experienced within your consciousness, you are now attracting somebody who, not only someone, but an existence that represents who you are inside. Not who you express, but who you are as your true being when you are alone and you think about the things that resonate most with you. And that's how we find true fulfillment. Also, some of you could be dealing with a Taurus or a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be. All right, Virgo. So we do have the Knight of Wands, and I feel that this is tied to the energy that brought you the sensation of the Three of Swords. This could have been a person in your life who was very inconsistent, but they gave you a thrill. Or this could be who you're dealing with. Right? And that could be where the deception belongs. But the bigger thing is for you, Virgo, to look at the messages, look at how this person treats you, and realize that they're telling you who they are without saying anything at all. And so this person could appear to be lighthearted, they could appear to be playful, they could appear to be innocent, and yet their actions will speak much louder than their words at this time. We also have the Nine of Swords. Virgo, you are close to ending out a cycle of mental programming that is self-induced, because Virgo pays attention to the small details and is very meticulous. You have a tendency to not necessarily overanalyze, but to perhaps even observe and fixate on things that aren't necessarily so. And this brings me to the phrase, most of what we worry about never happens. And so therefore, you know, honestly, Virgo, worrying is a waste. Regretting or contemplating or all of these things, unless we're actually creating solutions, worrying in itself does absolutely nothing for you at all. So this also indicates you could be experiencing nightmares or just uncomfortable thoughts that put you in a place that makes you feel lost or confused. And when that comes up, Virgo, don't avoid it. Look at it. Again, with that sigil keeper, it's telling you to look at the signs and the messages. So if you've experienced like a disturbing dream, or there's a thought that just keeps persisting for you, that's a message. That's your body and your mind trying to communicate with you. We live in an intelligent universe. Nothing is by accident. And when people, even with dreams, for example, Virgo, if dreams were not important, then why dream at all? People don't ask the most base questions sometimes, and that is why they can't see. So I see this as a time for you, Virgo, where you're going to be able to see beyond any deception, whether it's in your own mind or deception that people are presenting to you. You're going to be able to see it because you're looking right at it. And you're not being tempted to turn the other way, if you will. All right, so let's go ahead now, Virgo, and see the energy of the person that you may be dealing with, have dealt with, etc. If you feel that the roles must be reversed, then please do so, as you do know your own story best. Okay, so the first is the Queen of Swords. Okay, Virgo, this is pretty much indicating here that you are reaching a point where, again, sorry, I want to explain something here as well, Virgo. There's a very deep tie between the symbology of Virgo and Libra, and esoterically, it's a lot to do with the feminine component. And again, restoring law, restoring justice, okay? Having perfect balance. This is very much a Virgo trait as well. And essentially, I feel that Virgo, there's something that you are going to have to do that requires you to do the noble thing, the just thing, the greater thing. And this could very well mean cutting something out, because that's what the Queen of Swords does. She has that sword of truth in her hand, and she is ready to cut out anything or remove anything that is not ultimate truth, right? This is the most noble of energies, and Virgo is also very much about nobility. So it almost seems like there's an activation of this part of your consciousness taking place, Virgo. Okay. And I think that some of you are on the very beginning of that journey, where this is something that is perhaps very new to you. Also, some of you are definitely dealing with a fire sign, or just simply someone who maybe is a little bit deceptive in their own nature, and you're finally being able to see it clearly now. And through your own level of maturity, you are choosing to essentially cut the cord with this person, cut the energetic or etheric cord that you share with this person, okay? The Hierophant is here again, and we also have the King of Wands. So we have the Page, the Knight, and the King of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with multiple individuals, or somebody who sincerely needs to transcend, and they may be in the middle of their own personal journey as well, Virgo, because the Knight of Wands, or essentially any knight, the reason why they are depicted on a horse is because they're on a quest, they're on a mission. They have not yet received their throne because they are still an initiate. They're still seeking their own personal truth, their own personal path, right? As where the king has arrived at a place where he has now received his throne because he has experienced pretty much all of those things, and he's ready to settle in his place, right? This is where somebody goes from the initiate to essentially the adept or the master level, right? And I feel like, Virgo, maybe something in you is telling you that this person could appear as though they're the King of Wands, that they have a long-term vision, and that they know what they want to manifest. But it does look like this person is actually still in a somewhat chaotic energy. And this is telling you again, Virgo, to look at the signs and the messages and see how, not only how they treat you, but how they treat others, and essentially what they choose to surround themselves with, what they share on, perhaps on their social media and things like that. That's all speaking to you and really telling you how this person sees themselves. Okay, so there's a great revelation that's taking place here with that High Priestess of Water. The veil is becoming thinner and thinner, Virgo, and some of you are really being able to see who this person for who they really are. Okay, And we also have the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel that this is the ending of a burden for you, or you're slowly approaching the end of a long cycle, a challenging cycle for you, Virgo, and you're choosing to invest your time and your energy back into yourself and your own personal creations, because yes, you have transformed. I just realized as well that we have the Queen of Wands here and the King of Wands here. So definitely this person can seem like an ideal match, or they appear to be. But again, Virgo, you are seeing this person for who they really are, and perhaps they are a good match, but you're realizing that this person has a certain level of adolescence to them, that maybe you just simply don't want to be your burden anymore, right? You're realizing that there's work to be done, inner work, outer work, you know, but definitely dedication and focus and self-love that is necessary for you to take on. And I feel like you're putting this burden down. I feel like that's where the justice is being restored, and that precision is going to really manifest itself in your life, Virgo. Okay. So a lot of fire and strong Libra energy here as well. Some of you could be a Virgo Libra cusp yourselves. Okay. And we also have here the Ace of Cups on the bottom, Virgo. So essentially, this is indicating that there is indeed some sort of activation. Okay, the Ace of Cups actually in its truest form represents the Sahasrara, or their crown chakra. And this is the ever-flowing energy, also known as infinite love. And people have a very difficult time interpreting what that truly means, because infinite love really means infinite compassion, right? We've been taught in society that love means something very different than what it truly is, and what it truly comes down to is ultimate compassion. Okay, but either way here, Virgo, I also feel like this is a certain level of you feeling restored by putting this burden down, and this also gives room now where you may have been holding space with this person. You may have been holding space in your own energetic field for this person, and now that you're choosing to put this burden down, Virgo, this is where you see that fresh start come through, a fresh new start, because the aces indicate something brand new, the potential for something brand new. And if you should choose to take that thing, it can prove to become something greater, right? So very interesting. We also have the moon as well. So I feel like this is where you're stepping out of confusion, because the veil again is becoming thinner. If you can see, Virgo, these people both wear masks, pretty much indicating that, you know, this is where people feel torn. The moon speaks to the subconscious, right? And so essentially we can feel torn because there's an inner self known as the shadow self, the authentic us, if you will, and then there's the side of ourselves that we show to the world, which can have parts of the authentic self, but it's not the full expression either. So that's what's interesting, is because if we look into the symbolism here, there's this thin and narrow path leading into this cave, and for those who so choose to take that razor thin path and go into the darkness, which really just means meditation, going into the darkness of yourself, that's where the true treasures are found. Right? As the Oracle of Delphi says, or the oracles in Egypt, know thyself and you shall know the wonders of the gods, right? To know thyself really means to know who you are at the most authentic level, the truest level, without any identities or anything else involved, and to just be. Okay, Virgo, so there's like a huge activation for some of you here, and it's really coming through understanding, you know, your relationships better, and your ultimately your relationship with yourself. Okay, so let's get a little bit more here. I'm going to pull some cards to see more of the dynamic between you and this individual, Virgo. So please give me one card for Virgo. Okay, we got two. All right, so we have Justice and we have the Queen of Wands again, Virgo. Okay, powerful energies here, powerful feminine energies as well. So again, I just feel that this is indicating to you that you will see a certain level of harmony being restored in your life when you recognize your ability to transform. You recognize your own potential. This is coming out again, Virgo, for a definite reason. There's something that you need to look at here again with that sigil keeper. You know, it says symbols, signs, and messages, right? Please give me one more card for my Virgo. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. All right. Virgo, I feel that you are growing beyond this connection simply because this person doesn't know how to express their love. Okay? This person is very concerned with their own fantasies and sense of fulfillment. And so that's why they choose to hold back from you. And I feel that you may have stressed yourself out worrying. You may have taken on a lot of burden in this connection. And that is why justice is being served and you are transforming beyond it. You are now transcending beyond this connection. And I feel like the deception is that this person may have had you convinced for a long time that they were the King of Wands. That, again, regardless of sign, gender, just indicating that this person has a deep sense of direction, that they know what they want, that they know who they are. And I feel like that misled you into feeling as though there was something that you needed to correct or change about yourself. But the reality is that this person is actually somewhat chaotic, Virgo, and they may deceive you in terms of making you feel as though you're immature and that you don't necessarily know what you want. And that's why you have to watch how this person communicates with you and also how they actually truly make you feel. Because our mind and our heart can tell us different things. So be honest and listen to your heart, right? Because I feel like in the past with that Three of Swords, Virgo, there's a lot of things where you may have not listened to your heart. You didn't listen to your intuition, and that's what brought you pain, right? Because you may have let the mind win. Swords represent the mental planes, right? You may have let the mind win over your heart. And that's what brought you so much pain, so much burden. And that's why you can oftentimes probably find yourself in a place where you feel like you're always worrying about this connection. Also, you have the Five of Swords. So I definitely feel like there was a lot of imbalanced energy. There's that Four of Pentacles again. Okay, I feel that this person, Virgo, there was definitely an imbalance in the relationship, okay, or there is an imbalance in the relationship that is being called for you to finally look at, okay? Be sincere and ask yourself, how does this person truly make me feel, right? And you realize sometimes that it makes you feel lacking or not whole. And I feel like a lot of you have grown into this place of maturity where you realize that you're with your potential, you're so much more than that. And not only that, you're also realizing that you won't be deceived in receiving your gifts and being given all that is yours, right? I feel that this person, again, they could have deceived you into believing that the two of you were an energetic match. But this Queen of Wands is on top of the Knight of Wands. Essentially, not saying that you're greater than this person, Virgo. None of us are. But what I'm saying is that simply your level of maturity is actually beyond, and your recognition in your own potential is beyond, where this person is still in search of their potential, regardless of what they may portray to you. Okay, so you're being asked to, again, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the messages. How do they talk? What do they say? What are their comments like? What phrases do they use, right? It reveals so much about a person that no matter what mask they choose to put on, right? No matter what show and illusion they act out, it reveals who they truly are. And just as you may be feeling at times, Virgo, not sure what the answers are or what the exact path is, this person feels exactly the same way inside, no matter how they may perceive it to you. Okay, also Page of Swords is here on their side, so they could be, you know, definitely observing you in different ways as well. And I feel like they are seeing your transformation. And that's partly what makes them hold back. Virgo is actually this person almost in their own way, regardless again of what they express. They do see and recognize that you are, again, somewhat more mature than them. Like, you've grown. You may have more relationship experience as well, Virgo. Okay, where you are more mature in terms of how you express yourself. Okay, and this person may be a little bit more volatile in their expressions. Okay, where they may deceive you that they are, again, at the same level, but I feel like it's not. That's the truth. That's what's coming to light, is the veil is being lifted. It's almost like the magic show is over, and you're seeing this person clearly for who they are because of how they express themselves, not what they say or what they try to show you. Okay, yeah, on the bottom is the Seven of Swords. So I feel like this person was strategic and they were able to kind of get away with it for some time, but eventually all things catch up to us if we avoid them or if we leave things undone. So I feel like not only that, Virgo, but you're kind of also in yourself sneaking away, or again, dissolving yourself from the situation, but in a way that, you know, it almost goes unrecognized, where it's, again, this Seven of Swords, for you is very much a maturity. It's like as though you are taking only what's necessary and leaving the rest behind. You're taking the lessons, but you're leaving behind the pain or the sorrow. Okay? You're leaving behind something that could have even made you feel at one time like you were in a stalemate or unable to move. And you're just gathering up what is, again, the last of the lessons that were needed to be gained from this to move forward. So let's go ahead, Virgo. I'm going to get a little bit more. I'm actually going to pull some from the Sexual Magic Tarot. With all this fire energy, I definitely feel that there may be a certain level of magnetism that is still felt in the situation. That could have been what's making it a challenge. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles, or sorry, the King of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Death card. Okay, so again, this person may have given you the appearance that it was an emotionally balanced connection, right? They try to keep things playful or light in certain areas, and yet they don't know how to truly express themselves, Virgo, right? And so it actually made the situation imbalanced because this person chose to withhold from you. Okay, so that's why this death process is taking place. This transformation is taking place. Death only means rebirth, right? There's no such thing as death. Death is an illusion. We transform again and again and again and again, forever, infinitely. And so essentially, when one thing is ended out, it's only so a new thing can be born. And this is definitely what's happening with this connection. And I feel like that's why the Ace of Cups is here, because there is going to be a fresh new start for you, Virgo. I feel that some of you have very much perceived this person as being perhaps a perfect match, but something even greater is in store for you. Okay. So let's get a little bit more. I'm going to get a card from the Make Your Own Magic Oracle deck. So please give me one card for my Virgos. Thank you. We got 2 cards, Virgo. Lucky you. So we have 34, Voyage. You already have all the answers, exactly. Your intuition already knows, and it's just a matter of time before you truly start listening to your heart, before you truly just start accepting how you truly feel and how this person makes you feel. And then it's going to set you on a new journey, a new path in life, where there's going to be a variety of all sorts of different opportunities being presented forward to you. And we also have Flower. Be honest with yourself again, it's just telling you here, Virgo, really be truthful with yourself and ask yourself in terms of this connection, how does this person truly make me feel? Without the fantasy, the illusion, any of that, how does this person make me feel? You know, I see that her hand is over top of her solar plexus chakra, which is essentially where the stomach and the organs are. The solar plexus is also known as the Manipura chakra. She's also wearing a yellow dress. So this could be indicating for some of you that you do definitely need healing in the solar plexus, or that's actually the energy field where you share energetic or etheric cord with that person. So through visualization, you should visualize you cutting a cord between you and your person from that energy center. Because that really does speak to where we gain our confidence and our purpose and our willpower in life. Okay, so that's where the transformation takes place. But either way here, it's telling you to be honest with yourself. So, you know, if you do also get a gut instinct or a feeling in that area when it comes to that connection, or when you review certain things and it doesn't necessarily feel right, Virgo, that's your intuition talking to you. That's your inner voice that you need to listen to. You already know the answers, okay? That's why it's telling you, you already have all the answers, okay? And finally, Virgo, I am going to get one more card here from the Lantern Oracle to close out your reading. So please give me one card for my Virgo. Thank you. So we have 33 sharing, and it says, there is giving and receiving in giving. And that's what the Six of Pentacles says here as well. 6 is a number of harmony and balance, okay? Or restoring harmony and balance, which you did get that Justice card. So you're recognizing that what you give is exactly what you should return, or that you will receive in love, right? And maybe perhaps, Virgo, even the deeper lesson you're learning too is maybe you did hold back in certain places, or you didn't allow yourself to fully express your love in the past. And that's why you attracted partners who reflected that to you in some way. So you're recognizing now that you only receive the love that you give. So if you share yourself with others wholly and without expectation or fear, then therefore that's the type of connections that you allow an open space to receive. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Virgo. I really do hope that it helped and that it resonated with you. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe if you did like this video and it's helping with healing. And until I see you all again in a few weeks, I am wishing you the greatest of love and healing in your life. Until next time, my friends.